How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Mamiya. Now, assuming I don't have any other technical difficulties, because I've already had a few just trying to get this started. So, forgive me if something goes wacky, because, I don't know, I feel cursed right now. But we are here, we are back, and I made a mistake last week. Thankfully, because of comments and being able to talk with a few people, I was able to figure that out. So, we're gonna step back because I inadvertently launched myself right into the end game. So, we have 4 stories we want to track. Like, that's all I really know is that there's 4 individuals. We've done one of them. I should have taken the hint last time. I noticed it, and I said, like, well, maybe it's giving me the opt-out, but, like, you know, I'm always going to just go with my instincts. In this case, they were wrong. So we're going to explore the 3 other stories and then proceed forward. So I'm going to try and make some different decisions, though I'm guessing that the decisions that ultimately matter comes down to, like, where we go after the ceremony, because that seemed to be the turning point. Because the first time I went outside, and then the second time I didn't see that option, and then this time, and then the time that I mistakenly got to the end, I had to talk to nobody. So this time I'm going to try a different direction to see where we end up from here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. Hope you're enjoying this series so far, and let's just jump back into it. So, I think I'm going to take a seat deeper in. I took a seat deeper in. So this is, like, again, at the funeral. We've rewound it to just kind of the funeral at the very beginning of the game. I'll sit next to you if you don't mind. Go ahead. I kept gazing at the flowers far ahead while waiting for the ceremony to begin. Then came the coffin. Everyone around me muttered prayers in remembrance of Natsumi. A chant played as the coffin was carried forward. Hearing the priest talk, all I could think about was its contents. It's very interesting. It's a very, like, feels very, like, traditional, like, funeral. Like, it feels like we're in like a Christian church, which again, I'm just not too sure. I'm guessing are fairly uncommon in Japan, but I mean, maybe it is common to just hold a funeral, like, at wherever, like, a nice building happens to be. So maybe even if it's not like they're not here before the specific faith, it's more about just having the funeral. I don't know, though. That's a very interesting cultural question I've never really wondered about. Like, what are the typical ceremonies in Japan versus United States when it comes to, like, death and funeral arrangements? Like, I know there are differences in the basic, in, like, a larger sense of tradition, like, the type of monuments. If I remember correctly, burial isn't common. It's most often cremation, just because if you want to have a burial plot, like, good luck finding one that's affordable, kind of a situation. But again, I don't even know. So I am curious if you have some insight. I would love to know it, just for clarity's sake. It's very it's just something I've just never really even truly, like, sought out to understand, but I am curious about, so I would love to learn more. A while later, the service began in earnest, accompanied by organ music. The attendee stood up and brought flowers to the coffin. A student with darker skin approached it next. Now, here's the other thing, too. I think, like, this is kind of a way to funnel out paths you've already done. Like, that's just my guess. So if I say I'm curious, I think I'll be given an option to pursue that storyline. But if I say think nothing of it, it'll automatically eliminate that choice before. It's like, so I can't accidentally try and repeat a story. But I don't know for sure. But while we had a story about Ryo, we didn't see what his story was, so I'm curious. Finding myself somewhat curious about him, I decided to follow him with my gaze. The dark-skinned student took some of the gathered white flowers and approached the coffin. His amber eyes were directed right at it. I could see the strength of his will reflected in them. His graceful fingers didn't tremble one bit. As he placed his flowers, he slightly parted his lips, almost like he was about to say something. And, fetch, I right-clicked. Curse my hand! Every time, every series, I don't care what you say or how you say, I always end up misclicking somewhere in, like, I swear, every episode. Anyway, in the end, it was all he did was furrow his brow, close his eyes before ultimately returning to his seat. The one to approach the coffin next was the dark-haired student with a mole under his eye. I am curious. I don't know anything about this one either. Finding myself somewhat curious about him, I decided to follow him with my gaze. He slowly approached the coffin with a downcast look. The snow-white flowers he carried seemed a perfect match for his prim and proper aura. As he bent over to place his flowers, his glossy locks swayed forward, hiding his eyes. His youthful look made him appear almost ethereal, and had completely captivated my attention. He then slowly stood up and returned to his seat with his head hanging even lower than before. Roughing his pinkish hair, a man with an intense look on his face stepped forward, and he's the one we're sitting next to now. I am curious. Finding myself somewhat curious about him, I decided to follow him with my gaze. He approached the coffin with a rough, unsteady gait, but the way he took the flower was anything but that. His hair covered most of his face, preventing me from discerning his expression. In contrast to his earlier demeanor, there was a certain melancholy in the way he placed down his flowers. I was left in awe by the strange, uncanny imbalance. And here he is, Mr. Psychopath. Next, the coffin was approached by a tall boy in a school uniform. I think nothing of it. I ignored him, as I would every other attendee, and maintained my silence. Once all the attendees had set their flowers and the funeral came to a close with a few words addressed to the bereaved family. Surrounded by people leaving the hall, Okay, so yeah, this is like a choice, but it's interesting because I thought there were more choices here. So I don't know what concoction I've come to that gives me just the two, but I'll sit in the seat deeper in. I headed to the seats deeper in. There I found a man with a flashy appearance. I recognized his voice. You were singing a chant, weren't you? Yeah. I'm embarrassed to admit that I tried joining in as well, but couldn't really sing at all. So what? I only sang because I could. You're not a student, are you? What was your relationship with Natsumi? He was an old acquaintance. When we were brats, he often got me to play with him after math and crap. He eventually just stopped showing up, and that was that. I recently contacted his parents to hear how he was holding up, and you get the picture. Okay, so at least the Natsumi was, it seems like Natsumi was Catholic, referring to mass and such, and that he also grew up with Catholic. I wonder, so I know Christianity is very minor in Japan, so I wonder, like, what are the odds of, like how big a communities will we be seeing over there? It's very interesting. I see. I did meet him once after I grew up, though. He looked as naive as always, and had the same goofy grin plastered all over his face. He grew up to be as tall as me, though. I honestly never thought I'd end up outliving him. Why the heck do you have to go first? I'm pretty used to tangoing with death, but I never expected that I'd be the one left behind. Dang it. Don't effing die before me. Boy, he sounds a little rough around the edges. Oh, so we actually are following his story for sure. I see. So Natsumi's really gone, is he? A bleak, wintry sky stretched above. There was a brief clicking sound coming from my hands. My lighter would always fail me at times like this. God, crap. Visibly frustrated, I finally got to the flame up and moved it to my cig. I watched the smoke float through the air, the cold night air. During the funeral, I abruptly remembered the way it would burn up and turn to ash. It finally hit me. A person died, huh? Dang, it's cold. I shrugged and was just about to walk off and try to warm up my freezing body. When suddenly the phone slipped into my back pocket, began to vibrate. Was it Aya, Kyoko, or Sayuri? Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm on my way. It didn't matter who it was. Seeking shelter from the cold, I silently resumed walking through the chilly streets of Tokyo. I doubted anyone else was looking forward to the end of the world as much as I did. My life had always felt like I'd been watching it in third person, like a movie. If it were to end, I would want it to be a spectacle. Make it an ensemble cast work, even. Something large-scale that would downplay my personal pain. That way, I wouldn't have to bear this shivering on my own. Mamiya. Okay, so this guy does see Mamiya. Interesting. The sound of the rolling film. The persistent noise of the projector. Sparse seats, lights near my feet. Mamiya. In this cold clockwork town. I kept on watching a long, long movie. Okay. Music's really good. Okay. So, Morichika Haruki. Morichika Haruki. Interesting. So, okay. So, I'm guessing now all the characters interact with Mamiya in some way or another. In fact, there's like some kind of competition brewing that we saw in the last story of like how like if they find out that other people can see Mamiya, like some of them might get jealous. So Mamiya is definitely going to be a string connecting them all. And yeah, so I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out. But let's just jump into it and keep going. Still feeling somewhat drowsy, I got up and noticed a wrapped up piece of toast and some salad on the table. After tearing off the wrapping, I jammed the toast into my mouth and picked up the note I found next to it. Wrapping. Like, is it like toast, but in a... Okay, so that's... If I think about it, actually, maybe it doesn't so much mean toast, but like a baked bread, so maybe it's actually like a pastry. Because I was thinking, like, why would you wrap toast? But if it's store-bought, that would make sense. Something from a convenience store. And then, if it were that, I just don't see them making toast, like just plain old toast. Maybe seasoned toast, or maybe it's like a soft bread bun or something. But maybe toast is just like the more direct translation. Like I don't know, maybe saying something like a wrapped honey bun would be a little too localized. So anyway, toast it is. Put the key in the mailbox when you leave. The note also came with 3 10,000 yen notes. Huh, dang. She did say something about getting a raise, but still. You could tell there was no man living here. She was a total career woman. I switched on the TV. Some dudes are getting all worked up about a bunch of nonsense. Okay, so one thing I also noticed too is like, so we talked about the end of the world. One thing is interesting. So like, I'm guessing all the characters are going to be caught up with the idea of the end of the world. Kosei was very much about like, he just didn't want it to be boring. He didn't want it to be boring, but he imagined it would just be like instantaneous, just like snuffing like a candlelight. He was talking about how he wanted it to be explosive and like dramatic, like a movie. So we'll have to see how that goes. Yeah, so, alright. Switch on the TV, do talk. So I'm guessing this is the show we saw before where they're talking about the end of the world. I walked out into a hallway, but then immediately turned back after remembering that the bathroom was the other way. My clothes are strewn all over the floor near the entrance. I picked them up as I walked by. Okay, so he doesn't live here, but he stayed the night. So I'm guessing he's got some kind of relation with this lady, but he's not referring to her in a like comforting way, and he is struggling to remember where the bathroom is, so he can't have been here more than like a couple times, but he's also talking about it in a very familiar way. So I don't know, maybe it's like a one-night thing or something, I don't know. But why was he given money? I mean, I guess like you could be a man of the night, like a lady of the night, but at the same time, like, I just doesn't, I don't know, that I'm just not getting that vibe for some reason. I washed my face, stretched my arms, and shaved my stubble for good measure. Once I was done, I grabbed a blue toothbrush and brushed my teeth too. Ugh. He didn't say it was his toothbrush. Ugh. I mean, do what you gotta do, but that's one of those things I'm just like, I'd kind of feel gross if somebody else used my toothbrush. There was also some hair wax in my pocket, so I used that to quickly style my do. Looking good. Finally, I gave my 3 yakichis a kiss and stuffed them into my pocket. Yukichis. What are yukichis? I don't know. Sup, Sato? How's it going? I'm doing good, man. Just look at these bills. You can't go wrong with the new ones, I'm telling you. Nice. Here's hoping that that means you'll actually treat me to something today. Maybe next time. I exchanged a few words with an acquaintance and he headed over to the machine. I wasn't gonna hold my breath. Saito wasn't the kind of guy to get a lucky break was the kind of guy whose lucky break never came, so I was pretty sure there'd be no next time. And unlike the old man next to me, Lady Luck decided she wouldn't grace me with a smile either. Is he playing pachinko? I mean, the picture looks like a pachinko hall. The heck? I'm not getting anything. F this. I stormed out of the pachinko parlor. Yeah. And continued along the road with no particular destination in mind. Man, that 30K I got from Kyoko sure didn't last long. Why would you spend that much? Like, cause that's like $300. Like, maybe, I guess if you feel like you've got plenty of money, it's fine, but still, it's like, that's a lot of money just to drop on at the drop of a hat, to say. And I even wanted to get her something fancy if I won. Okay, so maybe they are in a relationship. I don't know. It's hard to read this situation. It was a call from Kyoko. She usually prefers sending texts, though. Another night at her place? I could go for that. Okay, so it does seem like to be not a relationship, but an arrangement. Weird. Yeah, Kyoko? When do you wanna...
Look, Haruki, don't take this personally, but I think we should stop seeing each other.
Huh? Why? Did something happen?
Come on. I'll be dating one of my bosses at work, so I'm ending our relationship.
Okay. Alright, so okay. I don't know if it's like, if he is literally like a man of the night to her per se, but she definitely didn't see him as like, she definitely saw him for the physical like relationship, but not an emotional one. Or maybe she's just trading out a physical relationship with her boss. Yeah, she could be trying to do the climb the ladder via impressing the right people, and like, I mean, it sounds terrible. She might just genuinely fall in love with him, but like the way she says that, like, I'll be dating one of my bosses at work, like, she's so casual about it. Like, she's just like, oh, I have somebody, so I can't have you anymore. Like you're my first side guy, I'm gonna have this side guy. Huh? Is this some kind of joke?
Anyway, now that you know why I left you the 30,000 yen, take care.
Kyoko, wait, hey! Dang it! Effing heck, you gotta be crapping me. Like, he's swearing a lot of sight. I mean, I could swear. I'm not really bothered by swear words if you're new to the channel, but they don't, like, YouTube algorithm isn't super fan of them. And I'm also just, I have a personal habit from growing up where I just choose not to swear. It's just something I don't do, except for maybe like when like it really feels like it's like relevant. So like there are times I've sworn on the channel, and usually it's because it's the most intense things. So I might do some editing, but I'm also not gonna blur out the words or anything, so. This had to be the worst effing day of my life. I was gonna spend the night at Kyoko's, but then suddenly I found myself with nowhere to go. The heck was I supposed to do now? I was freezing my butts off too. I desperately scrolled through the list of my contacts. Erica got back together with her boyfriend, so that wouldn't work. Shiori left on an overseas business trip, and Chiaki was still hospitalized. Oh, okay. Well, what happened to Chiaki? After scrolling through half my contacts, a certain name caught my eye. Natsumi. That was the name of the guy whose funeral I attended the other day. We exchanged numbers ages ago, but I never actually called each other. F this. I've been meaning to delete the number, but couldn't bring myself to do it for some reason. Even though I was pretty sure I'd never dial it. I was even surer now. Huh? Bafflingly enough, my hand just refused to press the delete button. What was even the point of keeping a dead guy's number? Even after all that, I still couldn't believe what I was doing. Natsumi's number. It's interesting. So this is after, like, the first story, I couldn't tell like if it was before or after the funeral. I assumed it was before. But this one's saying it's after. A number I'd never called before. I knew he wouldn't pick up, but that didn't stop me from pressing the button and calling him anyway. The heck's gotten into me? Dude's already kicked the bucket. There's no way he's gonna pick up. Well, somebody else might have the phone number now. Hello? What the actual F? My heart skipped a beat when I heard the voice of an actual human being from the other end of the line. It didn't really sound like Natsumi, though. Hello? Hello. The person on the other end seemed to gasp.
I believe you called the wrong number. This phone used to belong to a person named Natsumi, and...
I know.
Huh? And you are...
Where are you?
Is this a prank call? I'm hanging up if it is.
I'm Natsumi's acquaintance. You knew him too, didn't you?
I did, yes.
I want to meet you. There's something I gotta tell you.
Is it related to Natsumi?
Yeah. I just made up crap as I went along. I actually had nothing to say about Natsumi. But I wasn't completely full of crap. For one, I was genuinely curious about meeting whoever this was. After all, not everyone would just pick up the phone of a dead guy. Not many people would pick up a phone with a number they didn't recognize either, but, you know, we'll get to that later. Where are you now?
In Tokyo, Akihabara to be specific.
Hey, there's a good place to be. Akihabara? That wasn't too far. Gotcha. I'm on my way there now.
Huh? Are you serious?
Dead. As you know, you know where Akihabara Station's 5th exit is. I'll be there by 6.
Oh, wait.
And for the first time in ages, I was getting genuinely excited.
Whew.
My heart was beating like a jackhammer. Felt positively intoxicated by the thrill of the unknown. It reminded me of a story about a treasure island I'd heard from someone a long time ago. For once, I was actually actually punctual and made it to our meeting place on time. Now, I'm guessing this background is based on a real picture, which is funny because I absolutely know where this is, not like in physical terms, but in Steins Gate, they use this location a lot. Man, with location like sightings for art, for anime and visual novels being so on point, it's gonna be really trippy. Like when I go to Japan for the first time and go around places like Akihabara, I'm gonna be wandering around completely lost and befuddled. But then occasionally I'll probably step into something like this and be like, "Holy crap! I know where I am now." With its huge displays of lit up anime characters, Akihabara at night was unlike any town or neighborhood I'd seen. Oh. Come to think of it, I never asked the mystery person what they looked like. There was no way I'd spot them like this. I only really knew their voice. They'd probably notice me if I raised my phone. Heck, maybe they were doing the same thing. I was still looking around at the station, trying to find someone who fit that description, when suddenly a commotion of sorts erupted. I ignored it and kept looking around.
Huh? Could it be? No way. No way. Is that really her?
The commotion was getting louder, so I ended up turning toward the source of all the noise. And then I saw her. Oh, wow. In a maid costume. Okay. What voice am I going to do for you? She had long, silky black hair and wore an elegant skirt that danced gracefully in the night breeze. She looked like someone from another dimension. Then again, her outfit wasn't anything unusual in this part of town. I continued staring at the maid holding her phone up. A bunch of geeks instantly surrounded her and she started taking pictures of her. The girl blushed and seemed even to be trembling a little. Bingo. Hey.
What is it? If it's pictures you want, go right ahead.
She does not look happy about it, though. That voice. The girl's eyes widened. She seemed to have recognized me as well.
You're...
Who are you? How dare you address our beloved Cinderella without permission? One of the geeks surrounding the maid barked something at me, but I ignored him. I don't know what voice that was. I don't think that was a geeky voice, though. Hey, so you had a thing going with Natsumi, I see. Hey, you will show proper respect, or...
So, what did you want to tell me?
You sure you want me to say it here in front of everyone?
Very well, follow me then.
Mina? Who is this? Who is this guy, Mina?
Hard to believe Mina's actually friends with a guy like that, or maybe it's her boyfriend. They don't look much like an item to me. He's pretty handsome, though.
Mina, who is this man? Is he your boyfriend?
Settle down, everyone. He's just an acquaintance of a friend. I have something important to discuss with him alone. Don't worry, it'll be fine.
But we can't possibly leave you alone with a man like that.
I appreciate the concern, but I'll be alright, really.
Interesting. You heard the lady. Disperse! One of the guys waved and the onlookers away. Mina, shake my hand! Keep your filthy hands away from our Cinderella. Away with you! After fending off the other nerds, the members of Mina's fan club looked in our direction and gave her a reluctant thumbs up. She responded with a wink, then turned around and left with me in tow. Okay.
We should be able to talk here in peace.
I guess. I was surprised. But man, I sure didn't expect to run into a maid. Was Natsumi your old master or something?
Trust me, I'm just as surprised as you are. I didn't realize Natsumi had such trashy friends.
I'll take that as a compliment. You famous or something? That was quite a commotion back there.
At least it made it easier for you to find me. You never told me your name or what you looked like. Not like any of this matters now. Let's cut to the chase.
Right.
What did you want to tell me?
Hey, what's the hurry? Let's grab something to eat first. I opened the menu, but the maid placed her hand on the table and stopped me.
Answer me.
Why are you in such a rush? Guy's already dead.
How dare you?
Her sudden outburst made the surface of her black teeth tremble. I could see her frowning face in its reflection.
Don't you care about his death? Didn't it make you feel anything? Why did a kind-hearted person like him have to die? Why? Even during the funeral, I could barely contain myself.
Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Did you sing?
Huh?
Never mind. There's something off about his death. I can feel it in my gut. I made a long pause to stoke her impatience. Everything I said was completely made up, lies upon lies. It reminded me of the many times I bullcrapped my way into some woman's bed just so I could mooch off of them. Okay, so that's really what he's up to. Yet the maid reacted in a way I didn't expect.
Exactly! I was thinking the same thing.
She leaned forward and pounded the table, spilling some of the tea in the process. Okay, calm down.
Oh, sorry. I got a little carried away.
It's fine. So you suspect something?
Yes, and I've always wanted to discuss it with someone. It's almost like you read my mind.
I averted my eyes as relief washed over the girl's face.
This phone. Natsumi actually handed it to me before his death. Don't you find that a little odd?
Yeah, you don't normally hand off the hub of your whole private information to a stranger. Sure as heck wouldn't.
It's almost like he knew he would die. I've been thinking about this ever since the funeral. He must have left this phone with me for a very good reason.
I glanced down at the black phone that Mina had been caressing affectionately. Did you check what's inside?
No, I couldn't bring myself to. And just when I was thinking about locking it for good, you called. I don't understand why he had to die. He wasn't the type to just...
Shivering, she clutched Natsumi's phone tightly in her hands. Okay, so maybe they think it was a suicide? Based on the way they're dancing around it, like, it doesn't seem like he was murdered, or at least apparently that's the idea that no one thinks that. It sort of reminded me of Natsumi when I saw him praying at church that one time.
I have a favor to ask you. Would you help me investigate Natsumi's death?
I met her gaze with mine. Those round black eyes, her refined, attractive features, and that pleading look all triggered my masculine instincts to protect her. Yeah, I'll pass.
Huh?
I'll do it on one condition, though. I clasped her hands in mine, including the phone she was still holding. Let me spend the night at your place. Okay. That's my one condition.
Fine, I'll get us a taxi.
I had no trouble picking up girls. This was no exception. I moistened my parched throat with the cold coffee I ordered. The taxi parked down in front of the cafe. Mina climbed into the back, but when I tried to follow her... I felt a sudden explosion of pain in my stomach. The last thing I saw before collapsing was a slender leg peeking out from under her skirt. Uh-oh. The... F? Uh-oh.
I'd rather keep my personal life separate from this. I think that'd be best for both of us. In any case, I'll see you again some other time. Driver, step on it.
The door slammed shut right in front of my nose, and before I could process everything that had just happened, the taxi sped off in the darkness. I mean, fair, but did she just poison him? That's terrifying. But, I mean, can you blame her? I mean, she's just like, nah, you're not coming to my house. That effing bee. I was left alone, shivering at the side of the road. Guess I'm sleeping at the manga cafe tonight. I'll take this one. Wrinkling my nose at the characteristic smell of manga cafes, it was more or less a unique blend of tobacco and crap. I headed to the room they'd assigned me. I opened the door with a large yawn. So yeah, like, you could literally, like, spend all night and you can, like, sleep inside a manga cafe. Like, it's almost like, I've actually heard, like, it's not the most comfortable, but that you can effectively, like, use it as a fairly cheap hotel. Interesting. I found a girl sleeping on the floor inside. What? The heck? Was this wrong room? Or did I just accidentally stumble into a crime scene? As a myriad of possibilities flashed in my mind, the girl opened her eyes. What the fetch is happening? What? She's like 12!
Haruki?
Huh? How'd she know my name?
Are you okay?
What? When I opened my eyes again, the girl was right in front of me.
Are you okay? Do you have your medicine?
The F are you?
You have to take your medicine or you'll have another episode.
Taking a step back, I threw a glare at the oddly dressed girl. How did she know about that?
You pushed the nurse call button, didn't you?
Huh? What?
Don't be scared. I came to answer your call. I'm Mamiya. You're Mamiya.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I thought Kosei described Mamiya as a he, but this is a female. Does Mamiya look different to each person, or did Kosei just not really see her? You're effing nuts is what you are. Get the heck out of my room.
Relax.
She wrapped her arms around me. The heck are you?
Everything will be alright, Haruki. There's no need to be scared.
As her words kept echoing in my mind, I felt my eyelids grow heavier and heavier. Although my brain was firing off all the red flags in the world, I simply couldn't fight the drowsiness. Yeah, like, the back of his brain is just screaming at him.
Good night, Haruki.
By the time I came to, the girl was nowhere to be seen. And for some reason, I was lying on the bed. I checked my phone. It was 8 in the morning. There was also a text from Natsumi. Who the heck was that girl calling herself Mamiya last night? I let my thoughts wander for a bit, but was immediately jolted back to reality by an anime song playing from the neighboring room. Gosh darn, Nerd Central is even giving me hallucinations now. I rubbed my eyes, picked up my jacket, and left the room.
Good morning. Oh, wow, your hair's a mess. I see you didn't shave either.
You little...
Huh?
Is that Mina? What is she doing here?
Who is this?
A kind soul who shared his food with me.
Wow, I can't believe I actually met her. Imagine the odds. And man, she's even cuter in the pictures. Would you mind shining this? Let's go. Wait, Mina!
Go where, exactly?
Any place he frequented will do. Now's your chance to prove you actually knew him.
How about his school? We could ask his classmates about.
No, let's not do that.
Huh?
Let's just skip the school. I very much doubt they would let you in there. Anyway.
Wait, so Mina, school, she doesn't want to be in the school. So if she's younger, I would say maybe she's a student and knew him as a classmate. But I think she's a little older than that. She looks young, but the way she's been acting and the way he treated her makes me think, because like I just don't see him hitting on like a high schooler. I just don't see that. Not without like thinking about it. So maybe she's a teacher. Maybe we're having a, what's her name in Persona 5? Kawagami. Maybe she's kind of the Kawagami where she like, as she's a teacher, but she's also a cosplayer. But she keeps the two lives separate. Got any better ideas then? Standing around here chatting isn't getting us anywhere.
I know, which is why I'll ask him.
Your phone?
There was this IRL meetup in it for an anime I'm following.
The heck's an IRL meetup?
You don't know?
Well, excuse me for not being being king of the nerds.
You look like you'd be into dating sites though.
Huh? Just what kind of guy do you think I am? I don't need the internet to pick up chicks. Heck, I'm doing it right now.
Spare me the details of your personal life. Anyway, an IRL meetup is when you meet people you don't know on the internet in real life.
Why would you want to meet people you've never even seen?
Well, the internet makes it easy to find others who share your interests. Then again, I'd be lying if I said it was completely safe to just meet someone you know nothing about.
And that's why you want to look into?
See this? I found an invitation on his phone. According to the date, it was sent 2 days before Natsumi disappeared.
What's the place?
A cafe on the 3rd floor of the urban building. It's not too far, actually. I say we head there right now. Excuse me.
Hey, could you not interrupt what? Mina? Mina's here? Why? We just want to ask some questions. Huh? Why are you looking at me like that?
There's something we'd want to know. There's something we want to know.
What is it? Just say the word and I will answer. Just is everybody like simping for her? Like what's going on?
Has anyone participated in an IRL meetup about 2 weeks ago?
Well, I'd say at least half the people here have. They're mostly fans of the current seasonal anime. To be perfectly honest, the fact we're here today is to continue where we left off at the meetup. Alright, so if they're fans of the anime and they're doing a meetup, it's because they're probably visiting a location for the anime. So, for instance, a good example, again, going back to Steins Gate. Like, I want to go and visit some of those key places that are, like, either directly, like, correlated to or referenced to being in Steins Gate itself, you know? It's like, so being able to plan a meetup is be, like, mutual fans meeting up in the same places. We'll watch an entire week's worth of anime to discuss it live. It's good fun.
I see. That's great. I'm actually looking for a person named Natsumi, and I think he participated 2 weeks ago.
Their faces clouded over as soon as the maid mentioned Natsumi's name. Natsumi? Is that his real name?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Mina, we only know each other by our online nicknames.
Oh.
We could identify him based on his username, but unless you know that, well...
Oh, I see.
I'm really sorry for not being much help.
It's all right, thank you. I suppose I'll be on my way then.
I don't check the email. Unless it was just like a format email, like it should. If he has a back and forth, they should have been referring to him by his name. Or you also just check his email. There's a decent chance his email name might be tied to his like a favorite like screen name of his. I know mine for like at least the YouTube channel. Like I have the channel, and then my like official my business email is the same as the channel. Wait a second. Do you think it could be coqueteur? I have no idea what that's supposed to be. Stupid languages. Ah. He often mentioned attending Mina's mini live events.
What kind of person is this coqueteur?
Well, I hadn't seen him online too much. The first time he came to participate was 2 weeks ago. Still, he actually brought a whole new perspective to our discussion. He said he'd love to drop by again, but then he just up and disappeared. People normally don't share too much info about their jobs on the internet, but Cockatoo is a total enigma even by online standards. He did sound pretty passionate about your events, though.
I see.
Mina?
Thank you for your time. What you've told us has helped a great deal.
Mina?
With that said, I really must go now.
Wait! Could you shake hands with me?
Me too! Me three! I'd be glad to. You'll have to form a line, though.
They didn't seem to know much. What's the point of questioning people that don't even know his name?
The fact they didn't know much about his personal life is precisely the point. People tend to reveal more about themselves in an anonymous environment.
That reminds me, I never even asked your name. The maid pointed at her badge.
I'm Mina.
No, I mean your real name.
Like I said, I'm Mina. As long as I wear this, I have no other name. I'm Mina, the maid of Akihabara.
Ferris wannabe, but that's no. Anyway, moving on. There was a strong will reflected in her dark eyes. The maid lowered her gaze, looking somewhat remorseful, for not fully answering my question.
I doubt it's something you would understand.
There seemed to be some deep reason behind it. I guess. Recalling the sheer determination I saw in her eyes, I decided not to pry further. She was right. I couldn't really comprehend why someone would adopt a fake name, if all it did was fill them with guilt. Or why you'd want to meet someone you'd only knew online if it made you feel this way.
Anyway, we should head to the next IRL meetup.
Her assertiveness caught me off guard. Whoa, you still want to keep doing this?
Of course. This wasn't the only meetup he attended, you know. It's entirely possible he never even attended this one, but actually went to another. Let's keep moving. We have no time to waste.
It's true though. It's like, so if she can confirm and do a lineup and figure out if it like that was his username, like for sure, that could be useful. But she one thing that's odd is the fact that they did meet up in person, but they never described his physically, and she never asked for that, which makes me wonder if she's never met him in person before either. Well, no, she must have though, because he gave her his phone. Ugh, weird. Okay, I get it, but slow down for God's sake.
This way, Morichika.
Huh? I'm pretty sure you've already said that before.
Hurry.
Wait.
Wait, isn't that Mina? Where? She looks to be in a hurry. I wonder if she's going. Mina, would you mind signing my... Ah, jeez, this one's a dud. Next!
Come on, let me at least catch my breath.
Stop moaning like a wimp. It's time is of the essence here.
Hey, Mina, you free tonight? Whoa, who's that guy? Your boyfriend? That just witnessed a scandal?
Huh, that's odd. There should be a building here.
Weren't you listening? I said it was on the left.
Oh, you did? I must have you have such a meek voice, you probably didn't hear you.
I mean, it's clear as day we're nowhere near the main strip anymore. I can't believe you even call yourself a local. You've got the navigational skills of a blindfolded drunkard.
I'm still way better than you, okay? Maybe I took a wrong turn once or twice, but that doesn't mean I...
Wait, I know this alley.
Did you notice something?
Stop, don't go there. Let's take another route.
What are you talking about? It's the perfect shortcut.
Morichika? Ugh, dang. Don't tell me you've forgotten me, pal. Run!
What?
Wait up, you homeless piece of crap!
Huh? Morichika, what about our destination?
Does it look like we have time for that right now? Shut up and run! Wait!
Mina, I'm a huge fan.
Can I shake your hand?
Who's that man? Can I take your picture?
Jeez, what's with the crowd?
Is this some kind of event? It looks fun. Let's follow them.
Oh gosh, no, now we're just gonna have a mob. Morichika, you sleazeball, give me back my woman.
Mina!
God, I feel like I'm going insane here.
Looks like we managed to lose them.
Exhausted and out of breath, we both leaned against the wall to rest. All right, but that's where I think we're going to end for today. A little bit of a shorter episode, but I'm a little crunched for time right now, and I do think that's a decent place for us to end. The trouble is, like, if Mina is this popular, which is, like, insanely levels of popular, it is highly, like, weird for her to nonchalantly be traveling around with him. Like, I get that she doesn't want to be herself. She's got to play up her character, and like she's using that as a wall of protection for maybe her own feelings or other people's feelings. But the thing that really gets me here is the fact that people are going to be taking pictures, people are going to be talking about this. Like, this is going to dramatically affect her image, which is something I'm guessing she cherishes pretty heavily. So why would Mina risk all of that? Like, this is like an obsession almost with her, it feels like. Like, why is she so focused on Mamiya? Not Mamiya, I mean, on Natsumi. And, like, why is she so obsessed with him? Like, I'm really curious to figure out what her connection was with him. But she's also fairly diabolical. Like, she made it, like, it seems pretty clear. She, like, poisoned him to make sure he didn't, like, try and, like, do something funny. Which I totally get. But, like, what kind of a person can just do that, right? I don't know, it's odd. Part of me is almost curious, like, what if she killed Natsumi? But not Mia. But what if her actual person did? And then also I just realized, like, Mamiya and then Mia, like, what if they're, I don't know, like, I feel like there's a lot going on that we don't understand or can comprehend right now. Like, there's definitely something odd about all of this. And like, no, Mina, that's right. It's Mina. Not Mamiya, but Mina. I don't know. It's like there's some odd stuff going on. Like, we know this is like mystery and kind of mystical, but like, there's definitely something very like it's like my instincts are screaming at me that there's something I've missed, that there's like some clue that's been given that just really isn't adding up. Like I'm finding like loose threads all over the place, but I'm really just like I think we should be scared of her. She seems so innocent and like lovely, but she's clinging to this persona. I'm guessing the real her is very different. We'll have to see how this all plays out. We'll have to see what this all happens, but we'll have to save that for later. So thank you guys so much again for being here today. Thank you to the patrons who not only helped supporting the channel directly, but you guys helped select Mamiya to play. And it seems we've kind of struck some gold here. A lot of people have been clamoring online saying that this is a really, really, really good story. So I'm very excited to continue it. And yeah, now that I've inadvertently jumped into the gun into the ending and kind of stepped back from it, we can enjoy the other stories, and then we know exactly how to get to the end. Whew, I don't know why I'm yawning there. Sorry about that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me on the channel. I love being able to have you around. It means so much to me. I'm grateful I get to share my passion with so many wonderful people who are equally as passionate, and I'm grateful for every second we get to share. So until the next video watching me, happy seeing you next. I'll see you there.